Riding with the Rabbi.
Oh, hello, friends. How are you? We're another episode of Riding with the Rabbi.
Please start.
We are in an undisclosed, very Jewish neighborhood, doing some errands, some shul-related errands, actually. And I am, along with Moshe and the Rebbitzin, I have Devorah Chana Zuckerman. Is it Zuckerman or Zuckerman? Tell me. Let's settle that once and for all.
Depends on your mood. Zuckerman. It's all the same.
Okay. Now, growing up in Puerto Rico, did your friends call you Devorah Chana?
No, they called me Chiquita Mama. Only in
But
Hebrew school.
But it's true. You did grow up in Puerto Rico,
Yes,
right?
I did.
Is Spanish your first language?
Spanish and English at the same time. Actually.
So when you dream, what
English.
language do you dream in?
Spanish.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And how long have you been living in Livingston?
26 years.
20. Wow, 26. And did you always live in your house now where you live on Chelsea?
In Livingston, yes.
Wow, you built that.
Wayne built that.
Well, I mean, we know. Well, let's be honest. Does Wayne do anything without your approval?
He does everything.
I'm not going to go there either. And so your four boys were all born in that house. Well, no, Andrew was, how old is Andrew?
Andrew was born in, they were all born in New York.
I mean, like as babies growing up in that house. And
They
such.
all grew up in that house,
Okay, great.
basically.
So is it a big difference for you, let's say, culture-wise, growing up in Puerto Rico? And you should be part of it in Spanish. I know a lot of Spanish.
Oh, sí, tú sabes bastante.
Yes. Leche, carne, sábado,
And stop.
domingo.
Stop, because his language gets interesting.
What? I know all the words.
All right.
Meat, dairy, Shabbos, right? That's what we know. These are important words I have to know. Okay. Wait, so is life in northern suburban New Jersey similar to, very different from, or kind of than what you grew up in Puerto Rico?
It's different. It's different, but it's the same. The community in Puerto Rico, the Jewish community there, is just as strong and as the community that I live in now. Everybody is very helpful. Everybody's very inclusive. Everybody invites each other's to bar and bat mitzvahs, and I would say that just as our community here is so involved with UJA, with bonds, with organizations, so too the people in Puerto Rico are extremely involved.
So that explains a lot, because I know I've seen this firsthand over the years that you get involved in a lot of things. You don't like people to know about it, but I'm going to kind of out you a little bit, but you're very involved in a lot of many good causes, not just in the shul, but community-wide, like you mentioned, UJA, and you know, you and Wayne are being honored at describe the function. I know it's for the Museum of
Jewish Heritage
way downtown
in Battery Park.
Battery Park.
Museum, the Holocaust Museum in New York City.
And what's the I have to use the word occasion, but what's the drive for the dinner? Is it for the museum itself? Is it for specific?
It's for the museum itself. The museum itself is Holocaust related, and Wayne and I have been involved with the museum since its inception, even before it was in the ground.
Wow. So I mean, that's a beautiful location, and it's so meaningful. I've been there a number of times for different events. It's a great event space also, but that's
and if
really,
you haven't gone, it's a great museum to go to with your entire family.
Trip, like a shul trip. We should do a shul trip.
Yeah, maybe a shul trip.
Do we know someone who could get us in?
Maybe if you behave.
Okay, and it's it's downtown, and there's some good restaurants near there we can go. Okay, so how was the Holocaust narrative part of your family growing up, or are you married into that?
Well, actually, my mother is from Berlin, and she left Berlin in 1936.
Wow.
So she left Berlin in 1936. Her father was a internist, and he actually treated some of the SS, and they got him papers to leave. And they got on a boat, and they went first to Cuba, and then to Argentina, then to Chile, and then they came into the United States.
So, like, that's either irony of ironies or great, like, who has the last laugh, that the people who killed us are the ones that saved your family.
They helped my mother's parents leave.
Wow. I didn't know that. Wow, you see, I learn a lot from these conversations. I learn a lot. It's amazing when you turn the camera on. People all of a sudden start to behave, but that's really a fascinating thing. And wow, I didn't know. So how did you and Wayne meet?
Well, the abridged format is I met Wayne when I was 21 at a Bonds function, actually, and we started dating, and then I was 21 and he was 26, and he was on a path and I was on a different path, so we kind of went our own ways. And then I re-met him again when I was 26 on the corner of 64th and 3rd.
Was he still 26 then too?
No.
Okay.
I was 26 and he started again, and he was always very persistent.
Right, so I like that. So,
Yeah.
But maybe it was meant to be. Just you had to find the right time.
Exactly.
Okay, and it's been wedded bliss ever since.
31 years now.
Amazing. So tell me, if you had to describe our community to someone, let's say imagine someone is coming from Manhattan, or somebody's coming from, I don't know, wherever, and they're coming to look at Livingston, New Jersey, and they're coming to look particularly in our neighborhood and looking at our shul, and you were sent as an ambassador for the shul. In English, what would you say to them?
It might be more fun in Spanish.
Hola.
Oh, you could say. By the way, so if you've ever gone anywhere with Debbie, and the guy in the parking lot says no, it's full, or the guy says I have no more, and then all of a sudden it starts that and all of a sudden, oh, you have the first spot, and you have the special on the menu. You have that. It's all of a sudden it gets done. She speaks. That's the real Mama Lotion. Let me tell you. So, anyway, getting back to the question, what would you? I would hope you would say it in English. Not everybody understands Spanish like I do. So what would you say to somebody who is, let's say, interested in our community?
I think it's a very welcoming community, a very inclusive community. There are some amazing schools. We have Golda Ak and we have Kushner. There are a lot of organizations that are within our community, and I would say that our shuls is filled with a lot of leadership. And so there are a million things. If you want to know anything, and somebody in our congregation will be able to help you out,
Right.
which I think is great.
And speaking of leadership, how about?
Sarita, everybody's favorite, Rebbitzin, aka Optician, aka Fun One.
Yeah, you know that. I married way above my pay grade. You know that, right? I mean, you would agree with that,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Right.
yes.
And you've become a very, very good friend, and you always help out when there's something I need to get done in the shul, and we kind of like want to bypass committee. It's like, oh yeah, we call the committee of Debbie. That's always what gets it done. And you obviously you raised your 4 boys here, and we had 4 bar mitzvahs in Eitz Chaim. Chances are that if you open up a siddur in the shul, that it will be from one of your bar mitzvahs.
Yes.
Right? Because I think each bar mitzvah you had like 200 more. By the way, we have like 2 boxes that are unopened still. I have to get back to you. But and you've had 4 bar mitzvahs. God willing, I'm looking forward to an offer. When
Don't go there, Rabbi.
I shouldn't. Well, you know what? Andrew's plenty of age. He's quite mature. He's a good. He's a very good egg. What?
You don't let up.
I don't let up. No, I never do.
So
But
if you ever need to get on a committee or don't want to get on a committee, don't let the rabbi approach you.
There you go. And I've gotten to know your boys. So your boys are great. And so so your boys went to Kushner, and this is your last year of Kushner because Jacob is a senior now and he's graduating. So what's that like? What's that feeling like? Kind of the Mezhinka of Jewish day school.
A little bittersweet, but I'll still be involved. I still will be involved.
Okay, you have it right here off the presses. Okay, Rabbi Reuben, I hope you saw that. She said she will still be involved. Okay, so hopefully Jacob doesn't have to do 12th grade again. But I think he's gonna make it. I think he's gonna do okay. But I think, and you've said this to me on a number of occasions, I think it's one of the greatest gifts that we can give to our children is a Jewish education. And you've given your 4 children really 4 incredible gifts, and it shows, by the way, it really shows. So and I love that fact that, you know, just because your kids are not in school doesn't mean that you can't be involved, obviously, because, you know, there are others that need to avail themselves of this gift and to take advantage of it and to learn what it's about. And we need people like you who really, you know, they don't say no, and they get involved, and they make sure that our institutions are the best that they could be it our shul, be it our schools, be it whatever what we're dealing with, whatever program we're running, we're going to make sure it's the best that it could be. So, you know, I want to say to you personally, thank you, because you've done so much to enhance our life here in Livingston, but really the shul life, and the truth is most people don't even realize it, and our schools and all these institutions. And you could easily just say, you know what, I don't need to get involved, I have better things to do. But, you know, you always make it your business to be directly involved, very, very hands-on, and we're very lucky to have somebody like you. So I'm thankful that you took a few minutes to chat with me here. I'm sure you didn't know which direction this was going to go, because...
And wait a second, I always have to do what I do best with you. I interrupt you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you, Rabbi, because of you, you have made my children love going to shul, and you have made us feel very at home. And you've done a great job with our congregation, and I must thank you for everything you do for us.
You're welcome. I really appreciate that. And, you know, that's one of the taglines we use for our shul. When we talked about crafting a mission statement, one of the lines that we say is Eitz Chaim, it just feels like home. I think that's the best way. So you just came out with that organically. Well, I look forward to many, many more years of celebrations together and building together and working together, and many more interruptions along the way. So I'll let you have the last word.
Thank you, and look forward to...
Bye-bye, everyone.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.